Hello guys, today we're starting a new section, section 2.2, and it's called Adding Integers with Tiles. So I want you guys to write that down in your exercise books. Make sure you keep your notes nice and neat and tidy. So just pause that, make sure you got the title down, and then once you're done, press play and we'll move on. Okay guys, so I want you to write down in your notebooks, review, and then after you write that down, I just want you to follow along with this note. So remember last day we talked about how a yellow tile represented a positive 1 and a red tile represented a negative 1. So if you put those together, they will, what I call, cancel out and make 0. So just remember that because that's going to come into play in the next couple of lessons. Okay, moving on. I want you to write this down. I want you to write down the question. What integer does this make? Okay, I want you to write down the question here and draw the tiles. Then I want you to try that yourself. I want you to try to answer the question, what integer does this make? So pause the video, and once you're ready, we'll go over the answer together. So pause the video, try this out, and then we'll go over the answer together. Okay, so by now you should have this done. If you had trouble with that, just ask a buddy for help. Or if I'm available, ask me. But here's the answer. Check and see. How you done? Okay, so there's our answer. So what I did is I just canceled out with my blue lines my pairs. Because remember what we said, a yellow tile and a red tile, a positive 1 and a negative 1 make 0. So they cancel out. We can cross them out. And we are left with one yellow tile. Remember, yellow tiles represent positive numbers, and we have one of them. So our answer is positive 1. Hopefully you got that. If you did, great. If not, see if I'm available and ask if I can give you a hand. If you're fine with that, if you got that answer, let's move on. Okay, just another quick little review question. You don't have to write down the question, you already have that written down on top, but I want you to just copy out this diagram. Then I want you to try this one yourself. What integer does this make? So copy out the diagram and tell me what integer this makes. Pause the video, and when you come back, we'll go over the answer together. Okay, so by now you should have given this one a try. So we're going to work out the answer together. Okay, so first thing I did is I crossed out all my pairs, and these pairs were easy to see because they were lined up. But then after, I have one yellow left here and one red left here. But just because they're not lined up one on top of the other doesn't mean that they're not a pair. Okay, so you can cancel them out. As you can see, if you just bring this one over here, you can cancel it out this way. So we have these canceled out, and we have nothing left. So we are left with no tiles. So our answer is 0. So that's a little strange one. We're left with no tiles. But check your answer, see if that's what you got. If not, pause and ask a buddy for help, or ask me if I'm available. If you got that right, move along. Okay, so this is the new things we're going to work on today, and we're going to jump right into an example. So I want you to write down examples in your notes, big and underlined, and then I want you to write down this question, these notes here, and I want you to draw out the diagram. Okay, so pause the video and make sure you copy that out, and then we'll do it together. Okay, what sum does each set of tiles model? Okay, so what sum does this set of tiles model? And today, it's very similar to what we were doing in the review questions we just done. except this time we have an extra step, and that's to write the addition equation. So what we're doing is we're trying to take our knowledge and what you guys know about yellow and red tiles, and we're going to start writing that as numbers. We're going to really write it as math. Okay? So here we see, if we were to cancel these out and check, we would see that we have all these pairs and we have one left. But let's just write it out first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow tiles. So yellow represented positive, remember? So I'm going to write that down as positive 5. Okay? So we got 5 yellow tiles, or 5 positive tiles. And then, so plus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 negative tiles. So I'm going to write that as negative 4. Okay, the reason I have brackets around our numbers, we don't really need to have them there, but starting off is nice and neat, and it keeps your number and your positive or negative symbol, it keeps it all together in one bunch. So you can write it with brackets for now. So we got plus 5, 5 yellow tiles, plus 4 negative tiles, or negative 4, equals, and what's our answer? So that's what we're going to explore next. So like I mentioned about canceling out, I'm just going to use my blue sticks to help show this. I'm going to cancel out my pairs. We have a pair here. Good. Okay, these aren't lined up, but you got 1 yellow for 1 red. Okay, those cancel. Or if this makes it easier, we can move this one over here. There we go. And we're left with 1 positive. So what number do you think should be here? Okay, 1 with a positive up front. Okay, make sure you write that down in your exercise book and make sure you understand that. So if you don't understand that, now's a good time to pause the video and ask a neighbor, ask a friend, see if they can help you, ask an older student in the class, or you can ask me if I'm available. Okay, if not, we're going to move to the next question. Okay, so I want you to write this down. This is another example that you're going to see in the practice work for this lesson. So I want you to write down, add, use colored tiles to show how you did it, and then our equation here. So just write down these notes, pause until you have it written down, and then we're going to work on it together. Okay, so you should have it written down now. So add, use colored tiles to show how you did it. Okay, so we have plus 5 plus negative 2 equals. Okay, so we're going to add those together and get an answer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take tiles from my tile box, and I'm going to represent these numbers and then see what I get. So I got 5 positive. Yellow is our positive, and we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles out. Perfect. Okay, red is our negative, and we have to add 2 negative tiles to our image here, our collection. So negative 2. 1, 2. Okay, so if you have 5 positive, or 5 yellow tiles, plus 2 negative, what do you get? Well, I got my sticks here to cancel. Okay, so just sorry about that, put that on top. And put this on top just to show. Perfect. Oh. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So now we have our tiles canceled, and we're left with 1, 2, 3, 3 positive tiles. So our answer here, and you can copy it down in your notes, is positive 3. Okay, so you done this math and you're just using the tiles to show how you did it. And you're going to see some examples like that in your practice work. Okay, if you need a second to think about that or to ask a friend or myself any questions, pause the video. If not, move along. Okay, so I want you to write down this again. I want you to try it. I want you to write down this equation. And I want you to pause the video once you have that written down. And I want you to try to do this problem. It's just like the other one, only we have different numbers. So pause, give it a try, and when you're ready, press play. We'll go through it together and see how you did. Okay, so by now you should have this one attempted. Let's see how you did. So positive 4, that's my yellow tiles, my positive, and I got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we're going to put up another 3 negative tiles. So that's our red. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to just get my sticks so they don't disappear behind my tiles. Okay. So we're going to cancel out our pairs. And we're left with 1 yellow tile or 1 positive tile. So positive 4 plus a negative 3 equals positive 1. Okay, and that makes sense. If just think about it in terms of money. Think that I gave you, pretend I gave you $4. And then, my next step, I took back negative, right? I took back $3. How much money would you be left with? You'd be left with $1. Okay? So don't worry if that confused you what I just said about the money. We're going to get and practice that more in the next couple of days. Right now we're focusing on our tiles. But that's where we're going to go with this. We're going to start thinking about this without the tiles. We're going to soon be able to just answer this by looking at it. Okay? Alright, and I just want you to make one quick note in your exercise book. So I want you to pause and write down these 2 boxes here. And you can put a little box around them in your notes. Okay, and once you have that done, press play and I'll just talk about it. Okay, so these are just positive and negative words that you've probably seen or heard, and you definitely saw them in the last lot of practice work you done last class. But just words that are associated with positive. So the words up, to the right, forward, and rises. So for example, I'm moving up 10 stairs. That would be positive 10. Okay? Or the temperature has will rise 10 degrees Celsius. So rising is positive. Negative words are down, to the left, backward, or drops. So say I walked backward 5 steps. Okay, that would be negative 5 steps. So the last little thing I want you to write down is just a little example here. So I want you to put, I walked up 5 stairs, and we see 5. You can even write that as a positive 5 with a positive out front, but I just written it as 5 now. Okay, just a quick little note. If a number does not have a positive in front of it, like this here, if it's just 5, okay, you can assume it's positive. That's just the little assumption we're doing there. So make sure you write that down. I walked up 5 stairs is positive 5. I walked down 5 stairs, negative 5. Pause the video until you have that written down. Press play when you're ready. Okay, I hope you have that written down. Now the last thing for this lesson, here's your practice work. Textbook page 58 to 59, number 1 to 6, 8 to 9. There will be no worksheet with this lesson. This is enough work here to get the idea across. And this will be due Wednesday, September 23rd. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you learned a little bit about that. We're going to continue on with this work next class, and we're going to start working on adding these positive and negative numbers without using the tiles, but instead using what we call a number line. So that's next lesson, but good luck with this work, and let me know if you have any questions.